She's got a signature childlike speaking voice, a big contract for her powerful vocal cords. Now, legendary hip-hop artist Michel'le is sharing the story from Compton that you haven't heard. Surviving Compton, Dre, Suge, and Michel'le is coming to the small screen as a Lifetime original movie. Playing her is Rhyon Nicole Brown, who joins us right now along with Michel'le herself. Good morning to you both. Such a pleasure to have you on The Blend.
Thanks for having us.
Well, Michel'le, let's start with you first. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, about your life.
You pretty much said it. I was a recording artist back in the 80s. Dr. Dre, fiance. Later in the next decade, I was Suge Knight's fake wife. I decided to do this movie because they left me straight out of Compton, and people beckoned to see me. They wanted to know where I was, so I got this opportunity. Rhyon came along and she got cast for it, and then she could tell you the good part.
Yeah, this is a movie where it's going to fill in a lot of holes for people. Michel'le is a very candid person, and she was a very open book with me when I was trying to figure out where she was mentally and emotionally during the times that I played her. And she's about to be an open book with the world. So I think that this is a story about not just abuse and music, but a lot of triumph. And I think that it's going to widely affect men and women alike.
Yeah, well,
in a positive way.
I was just reading about the story that you talk about, triumph. We're talking about romance with Dr. Dre, children involved, drugs, violence. But Michel'le, you overcame it all, right? I mean, your story was silenced, but now you're ready to break that silence with, you know, bringing it to the world and really putting everything out there.
That's the goal. I would like men and women alike to watch this movie. I would even like, as brutal as it is, I would love if children would sit down and watch it just so they can see what not to do, what not. I think if we would share with abuse with our children early on, you can hinder it a little bit. Because watching it and then your parents not explaining it to you is not a good thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and Rhyon, you kind of touched on that a little bit, having Michel'le there with you while you were filming as well. I mean, oftentimes actors don't necessarily have that luxury. So what was it like being able to kind of clarify feelings and those emotions that you were going through with them on screen?
It was a phenomenal experience. You know, a little bit of pressure at first because you're sitting next to and sharing a screen with someone that you're playing. So it's a little nerve-wracking at first because in your mind you're like, oh my God, I hope they feel like I'm doing them justice. But once I got over that, it was amazing. There were mornings at 6 o'clock in the morning I was knocking on Michel'le's door because I was like, okay, I've been going over this scene, but I can't quite understand where you were mentally or where you were emotionally. And, you know, she was somebody that I could completely and consistently check back with to say, okay, do I have your voice right? Am I sitting in the right register? You know, so just to have all of those things was I couldn't have asked for a better preparation for, you know, the weight of the character I was playing or person I was playing.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to be a hip-hop fan to really understand the validity of this story, right?
Oh, definitely not. This goes so far beyond what they were doing just with the music. You know, her life was at stake here. And I think that women and men alike are really going to connect to that. You know, they're going to look at it and realize that abuse is not something that anyone deserves to experience. And, you know, if they are experiencing it, then they need to get out of it because they deserve a lot more. And they can also learn from this that it's not something that has to define them. You know, when I met Michel'le, she's just this fireball of a personality. She's light, she's open-hearted, and just a giving person. And one of the best things I think that she has given thus far outside of her children to this world is this movie, because I think it's going to change a lot of lives in a positive light.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us when and where we can see the movie. I want to make sure our viewers know exactly when.
You can see the movie on Lifetime, October 15th at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, ladies, both so much. We'll be sure to check it out. And if you guys want more about what they talked about, head to our website fox4morningblend.com. Up next, we're all mad around here. We are headed to Gotham to go behind the scenes with the cast to find out more about this season's villain, the Mad Hatter.